Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's your boy Craven Hop 5. Woo! And today guys, we're going to be recapping Super Bowl 59. So, before we get into this video guys, I do want to mention two things. So, if you would like to just see the recap, you can skip to this timestamp right here in the video. So, number one, my camera is now in a new position. It was right here where I'm pointing, and now it is right here. And you, by the way, right there. I'm looking at you, because you better hit that subscribe button, because we're trying to hit 600 subscribers by the end of April. Just do it. It's worth it. And number two, my new setup is almost finished. And I also have this new monitor all set up. I have to wait for my desk to come in. I think it's coming in like Wednesday or something. So probably this weekend, you will probably officially see my brand new setup video. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So I actually have three things we're actually going to go over from this Super Bowl reaction. Number one, we're going to go over the pregame, so what like the money line was and everything, like what people actually thought. Number two, we're actually going to get into the actual game and say like all the scores and everything. And number three, we're going to check out the final stats. So let's start with number one, pregame. So this right here is the betting line. A lot of people had the Chiefs as around a 1.5 point favorite. It's supposed to be, I'll say, a pretty close game. But that obviously did not happen. We will see, obviously, we'll see later what happened. I mean, 90, I'll say, percent of you guys probably already know what happened. But for those other, like, 10% of people, this is actually what happened in a second. And then so the Super Bowl was also very controversial because nobody really had a side to go for. Number one, nobody wanted to see a Chiefs three-peat. It's boring, first of all. And I thought it was also boring. Number two, nobody liked the Eagles because they're fans. And that's, I'd say, like, yeah, I mean, Philly's fans are insane. I went more Eagles because, I mean, it's I'd like to see Saquon and A.J. Brown get a ring. But yeah, that's just me, though. But let's see actually how this Super Bowl actually went down. So in the Eagles' second drive of the game, they ended up driving down the field. And a big pass to Jahan Dotson from Jalen Hurts ended up Hurts getting in from the 1 yard line on the tush push for a touchdown. Eagles go up 7-0 right there. Unfortunately, Kansas City cannot capitalize. So Philly gets the ball back and they drive down a little bit, but they only end up getting a field goal. It is now 10-0 Philly. Then on 3rd and 16, after back-to-back sacks by the Eagles, Patrick Mahomes rolls out and gets intercepted by Cooper DeJean, who returns it for a touchdown. And this game is already starting to look like a big blowout. Chiefs can't do nothing on their next possession. And the Eagles, they can't do anything either. So they punt it back to the Chiefs. They get on like the 6. And the first play from Mahomes gets intercepted by one of the most surprising players from this year in Zach Bond. And the Eagles are set up very nicely inside the 15-yard line. On the second play, I'm pretty sure, of the drive, Jalen Hurts dropped back and hits A.J. Brown from a crossing route for a touchdown, and the Eagles go up 24-0 headed into halftime. On the first Chiefs possession of the first half, they actually get like a lot of yards. They actually get like as many yards as they did in the entire first half. So that was really good right there for Kansas City, but still they could not even get really past midfield. So that was unfortunately bad for Kansas City right there. On the first Philly drive of the second half, they ended up getting a field goal by Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott in this game was automatic in this game. And the Eagles go up 27-0, and it's already starting to look like this game is over. On the Chiefs' next possession, they try to go for it on 4th down from their own 45-yard line. But unfortunately, for the Chiefs, Vontae Maddox knocks it away, and the Eagles take over. And on the Eagles' first play of the drive, Jalen Hurts airs it out and finds Devontae Smith for a touchdown, and the Eagles go up 34-0. And after that, I mean, the game was over. Kansas City ended up getting a touchdown then by Xavier Worthy. Then Philly ended up getting 2 field goals to get the lead up to 40-6 Philadelphia. Then Kansas City then finally had a good offensive drive of the game, and they connected with DeAndre Hopkins for a touchdown. It is now 40-14 after the good 2-point conversion. Chiefs try to then go onside kick, but it fails, and the Chiefs and the Eagles get the ball back. They go for it on 4th down, can't get it from Kenny Pickett. The game is already over. This doesn't matter anymore. Then Mahomes on the first play drops back, hits Xavier Worthy deep, and they also get the 2-point conversion. So it's 40-22 Eagles. The Chiefs try another onside kick, They can't get it. Eagles kneel down, and that is officially your final Super Bowl score. So the final score of this game was 40-22, Philadelphia in an absolute rout in Super Bowl 59. Now we're going to go now into stats. And by the way, if I look now over here, I'm just going to look at the stats. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP, he went 17 of 22 for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Also had 11 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Saquon Barkley, a lot of people projected him to really have a good game. He unfortunately only had 2.2 yards per carry, which is 25 carries for 57 yards. The receivers for Philadelphia, we're going to look at Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown for Smith, and A.J. Brown with 3 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown as well. Now to the defense. The Philadelphia Eagles defense played well all game. We're going to highlight, I'd say, 3 players. First up, Josh Sweat. 2.5 sacks in this game. Really good, and probably just earned himself a lot of money. You also have Cooper DeJean, who got himself an interception and a pick 6. Also had some decent punt returns. And then you had Zach Bond, who had an interception as well. And finally, Jake Elliott went 4 for 4 in field goals and 4 for 4 on extra points. Now to the Kansas City Chiefs side, Patrick Mahomes did have a bad game, but I will say now these stats do look a lot better when you look at it now. 21 of 32 for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Also added 4 carries for 25 yards on the ground, but a lot of those were in the fourth quarter. So yeah, it doesn't really look good for Patrick from the first 3 quarters. And from receivers, the only guy, honestly, I'm really going to highlight is Xavier Worthy. Unfortunately, at the end, he really stat padded as well. 8 catches, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns with a long of 50. Played pretty good, but still not enough for the win. And the only defensive guy I'm going to highlight really is Brian Cook with 4 tackles and an interception in this game. And yeah, I mean, Kansas City just did not perform as well at all this game. So what does this mean for every player's legacy? Jalen Hurts is finally now Super Bowl champion, and I would say now he cemented himself now as a top 5 quarterback now in the NFL. Now for Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes, they are still by far in their dynasty. The dynasty's not even close yet to over. But A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, they also now have a Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni, by the way, this is for Eagles fans right now. You guys wanted this man fired last year. And now he just won a Super Bowl. Yeah, imagine now if they fire him. Now it's going to look really dumb. Yeah, I'd say right now, Philly, if you guys said those words last year, I'd say take them back right now because that looks bad right now. Anyway, guys, that is my official Super Bowl recap right there. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!